Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to everyone to today's lecture. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about article submission process. I am Muhammad Nurul Amin, PhD student from University of Louisiana Monroe, USA. Now I am sharing my slides of the lecture. Okay. So the topic is article submission process. Let's see the points to be discussed. Article submission process, revision before submission, checklist. Which journal should you submit to? Most frequent errors during submission, cover letter, reviewing, revision, and resubmission. What to do when a paper gets rejected. Briefly explain article submission with a suitable example. Article submission. First of all, we have to select an article. We have to select a journal carefully, then read the aim and scope of the journal, then focus on the target audience, actually. For submitting article to an appropriate journal, we have to select a journal, then need to read the aim and scope of the journal, and at the same time, we should think about the target audience. So if our article and article title go with the aim and scope of the journal, we can consider submitting our article to that journal. One should also try to understand the level of the article and the merit of the journal as well. That is, whether our article fits the merit of the journal. Because submitting a medium level of article to a high impact journal is likely to get rejected. So it should be understood how likely is our journal to be accepted in that journal. So it should be understood how likely is our article to be accepted in that journal. So decision should be taken considering all aspects. Another important thing is that article should not be submitted to more than one journal at the same time. Before going to submit an article to any reputed journal, author should read the author guidelines of the journal. For instance, if any author try to submit an article to Journal of Evaluation in Clinical Practice, he or she should read carefully author guideline of that journal. So we'll discuss revision before submission. That means we'll discuss about the checklist. Submission checklist. Author should ensure that following items are present as submission checklist, like corresponding author's detail, corresponding author's email address, full postal address, like this. And all necessary files, including a complete manuscript. A complete manuscript should contain keyword, figures, and tables, proper citation of the figures and tables, graphical abstract, and supplementary files, and so on. Authors should check the whole manuscript thoroughly. If there is any spelling and technical error or grammatical error, all of the references in the reference list should be checked carefully, and references should be mentioned as per journal guideline. Another checklist is cover letter. Actually, authors should read the journal guideline to manage the items of the submission checklist. Revision before submission. Uh, there are few reasons for early rejection, why any article or manuscript uh, gets rejection. So there are a few reasons. If the article or paper is of limited interest or covers local issues only, or article is a routine application of well-known methods, or article presents an incremental advance or is limited in scope, or novelty and significance are not immediately evident or sufficiently well justified. That means if any article contain this limitation, the article gets likely gets rejected. Okay, so how we can uh, uh, how we can recover this? What should we check? So we should check, is your work you should check, is your work of interest to an international audience? Is your work of interest to an international audience? That means we should focus on international audience. Hmm. Uh, does the work add significant value to an existing method? Is the perspective consistent with the journal? Or are the right conclusions drawn from the results? Does your work add to the existing body of the knowledge? Hmm. So if we check this point, we can we can enrich our article. We can enrich our article. We can decorate our article by considering all of these aspects. Actually, we should focus international audience. We should do uh, uh, such experiments, such research, uh, by which we can get novelty and innovative outcome. So, in such way, any paper, any article uh, 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 can attract the editorial panel of a reputed journal. So we should check it. So there are another reasons for early rejections, early rejection too. Uh, that is failure to meet submission requirement, incomplete coverage of literature, unacceptably poor English. So to cover this, what you should check? What should you check? So author should read the author guideline again. Check your manuscript point by point. Make sure every aspect of the manuscript is in accordance with the guidelines of the journal, like word count, layout of the text and illustrations, format of the references, and in-text citation, etc. All of these items should be as per the journal guideline. Mm. So in such a way, we can recover this region. Mm. And then author can focus, are there too many self-citation or references that are difficult for the international reader to assess? Author should avoid self-citation. Self-citation means if you cite your own paper, own publication in your own work, this is self-citation. It is not a good practice. So we should focus on this point. Hmm. Author should also focus, uh, did the first readers of your manuscript easily grasp the essence, correct all the grammatical and spelling mistakes? In that case, author can get help from a native English speaker to correct poor English, to correct all of the grammatical and spelling mistakes. In total, we can say, if an article doesn't have limited interest or a scope and is also rich in innovative content, acceptance will increase. So we should check all of the parameters that we discussed.